Welcome to episode 4.2 Xplit tutorial. If you are skipping 4.1, then it means that you want to use Xplit, or you're already using Xplit. If you want to use open broadcast software, then I suggest you go back to episode 4.1. There's some things that I can do. I can show everything basically, but there are some things that I can't actually change since I'm using Xplit to record this. The other problem is that we will get into a little bit of a streamception, so bear with me on that. We're trying to do this as easy, as simple as possible, and we'll hope we'll get the right outcome. If you have any questions regarding Xplit, don't be afraid and be sure to personal message me or leave a comment down below. Alright, so before we're going to go to Xplit, which is basically that, we are looking. There's one more change on the Arctutorial demo site, which is I added a Twitch banner, which shows a clickable link for custom info text. That's how you can change the info settings on you. So you can, for instance, make a link, you can make headers, you can strike through, you can make it bold, italic, and so on and so on. You can make underlinings and items that you have. That's all findable over there. To show you exactly what the difference there is on that. For instance, this is a header, this is bold, this is a line that I put in, italic of course, and that's basically what I used so far. Clickable links with header. You can combine them as well. Next one is the Twitch chat emotes. This leads you to twitchemotes.com. This is the emotes that you can use in the chat. Robot emotes are for all users. Turbo emotes are the emotes that you can only use if you pay $8.99. That's how narrow it gets with $8.99 a month. This is the extras that you're getting out of that. Whoop-de-doo, Monkey, and Kappa HD. And the face emotes. The face emotes are for everybody as well to use. And a little reminder for those who use Depot, these emotes work in Depot as well. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. Then the last one is the Twitch partnership. I'll show you that very fast. And we'll go over this, of course, in the extra tutorial after the advanced tutorials for tips and tricks. But for now, requirements are average current viewership 500 plus. That means per day 500 plus viewers. This does not mean followers, it's viewers. Regular broadcast 3 times a week at least, but they do prefer higher channels. And content that conforms to terms and service on the DMCA guidelines. Newcomers to Twitch, average viewers per day, that's for YouTubers. If you are a long-time YouTuber and you want to transfer to Twitch, then you want to have average views per video 15,000, subscribers at least 100,000 plus. So the YouTubers have a little bit more steep requirements than longer term streamers. Make sure that you have a referral, and with referral I do not mean your best friend down the corner that's also streaming. With referral I mean a well-known streamer that or a well-known programmer that works with Twitch, that they know about, so they can check up on it, because they're basically linking their name towards yours. That's the only change that I made so far on the demo site as it is. Surprisingly, I have not promoted it yet at all besides on the YouTube, and it's already getting quite a lot of viewers. So that's quite nice. People start to use it, which is a good thing. Alright, let's get to Xplit, because that's what this tutorial is all about. So first off, you want to download Xplit, of course. If you go to google.com, you can go to Xplit, take the top one, recording software, there you go, and you can download it basically for free. There's two difference on it: Xplit Broadcaster, which is professional and easy to use, and the Xplit Gamecaster. There's not that big of a difference between it. Actually, there isn't at all, except for the fact that the Gamecaster is a little bit lower on specs needed. And but I always use the Broadcaster. Always go for the Broadcaster because the prices on both are the same. Yet Xplit Broadcaster can do a little bit more than the Gamecaster. As you can see, there's a download button over here, and you can download it and install it. That would mean basically you're trying it out for free, and the maximum capacity for that is 360p, and you cannot local record without an output of .flv files. Now if you're gonna buy Xplit, and it's surprisingly not that expensive, then you will find a couple of packages. Free version, of course, which I said, with a watermark. By the way, if you are adding a virtual camera, there's a watermark on top of it. Maximum of 4 scenes only, we'll get to that in a moment. Limited, restricted, .flv files only. And that's basically it. The personal one is a little bit more open, which gives game capture and that kind of stuff, blah blah blah, yada yada. Free version, by the way, does not have game capture at all, it's just camera capture. And then of course you got the premium version, which is completely unlimited frames per second, resolution up to 1080p, 12 scenes, and it pulls out .mp4 files for local recorders and YouTubers. That's very handy. I really do hate converting my recordings, then actually have to edit them in Sony Vegas Pro, then have to render them, then have to upload them. It's extra time. It's really extra time, and time is money. So if you buy a license, oh by the way, you can give them as well, or redeem gift certificate, but that's not important. But you can give another streamer, for instance, an Xplit as well. Buy. Then you notice you can pay by PayPal, Visa, American Express, and WebMoney. There are a couple of different ones. You always start with the premium. You can put it on personal one, and it's got a lower cost. Takes about $10 down, US dollars. But always go for the premium. And then you see that there's 36 months license, which is 50% discount, which costs about $149 a month. To be honest, that 50% discount is something purely marketing wise. It's always $139.95. I always go for the 12-month license, which is only $59.95. It's only 60 euros. 60 euros for full 12 months of usage. And I reckon you could spend that in order to start streaming professionally. Now, once you have done that, paid and all that kind of stuff, you download it as well, and of course you install it. Once you got it installed, you got a icon, Xplit Broadcaster. And once you open that, you get a window like this. Sorry again for the streamception. As you can see, let's go over the basic overlay first. You got File, View, Broadcast, Announce, Tools, Help. What's the difference regarding OBS and Xplit? Xplit is very user friendly. It's pretty straightforward. OBS is more of a, I need to put my settings in there, and then I have to do this, and I have to click on global sources and then edit sources, then keep shift key in and that kind of stuff. None of that applies over here. Alright, as you can see, I've got the premium version. I got 12 scenes. As you can see, 4 times 4 times 4. I can click at any time to another scene, and it will go to, for instance, my stream setup, my ready to start screen, music DJ, and so on and so on and so on. On the left side we've got the scenes, just like in OBS we got scenes. You can add scenes like screen region, media file, camera, game capture, Skype video, slideshows, title and more sources. And you can remove scenes. For instance, I got my logo here and I can click to remove that. I can also go to my logo. There's two ways to do this, and go to settings in order to click it, but I usually do right mouse click and it will show the settings for my logo. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is go to tools. You'll get to general settings, and this is the part that I can't show you because I'm local recording. There's a couple of things that you need to fill in, like for instance the live stream key, which you got from your dashboard at Twitch, remember. In case I did not see 4.1, you go to your dashboard, go to stream key, show key, and never show this guys to another. Show key, then click, control A and then copy it. Then go back to Xplit, tools, general settings, and add that live stream key. Alright. You can go to any time to my recordings. It will automatically go to the map where you put your recordings, and sadly again I cannot show you the general settings. You can have multiple channels. For instance, I have my Xplit connected to the Team Pro Pixel channel, as well as normal on my own channel, Arctomian, and I could actually add another channel which would be Arc Tutorial. I'm currently local recording. I can go to the settings for that, and it does not do it because I am local recording. That's okay. And that's basically where you broadcast. If I would click Twitch Arctomian, then I would start broadcasting on my own channel. View, you can put it on a resolution that you're capable of. I had to downscale it in order to show the underside of it because of my monitor. I normally have it on 920 x 1080. That's the 1080p resolution. You can add those resolutions simply by going to the general settings, and I'll show you that in a moment. Frame rate, keep it on 25 unless you've got a very good computer. You can also put it on 30. Transition, fade, well, I'm not completely sure what this is. I never tried it actually. Transition speed, that's the speed between the delay speed between Xplit and Twitch. Projector, you get got two monitors, so I can go project monitor 1 or monitor 2. Hide scale view and scale port. Can actually go make it a little bit smaller like that, and then you got a smaller window to look in. That's actually what I should have done in the first place, now to come to think of it, and then go back to resolution, but you know, can't think of all of and basically only using Xplit for local recordings. You can save your presentation that you currently made. You can load it, of course, and make a new presentation. You can add, and again, this is something that you can do underneath here as well. Recommending that you would actually do it here as well, because that's a little bit better, or at least a little bit handier. It's not a little bit better, but let's add something. I want to add a media file, so let's add my awesome fan art that I got created, and then you see the image popping into the Xplit. Now if I scale this out, it's got different kind of dimensions, and you notice that there's a little bit of space between that here. The way and how you remove that is right mouse click on the image and then remove, keep aspect ratio. As you can see, it's now the complete image, and it's a little bit more dynamic to use. The other thing we can do is we can change out the X, and this is something OBS can't do as far as I know. And I can change out the Z and the Y, so that's kinda handy. You can also start cropping, like for instance I don't want to show my name, and the gnome bugs me on the left, on the right side. And again, then you're gonna have to make the certain application for dimensions. You can lock the position that's currently it at if you feel comfortable, like, yeah, I'm gonna have to do a couple of layers over it. I don't want to have it like that. Okay, sure, fair enough. Then click lock position. And then of course you can resize it like this as well, or position it out like this as well. You can chroma key here. Like for instance, I want to get the, oh crap, come on, work with me here. I want to remove the green, red, blue, or highlight, or you can fiddle around. I mean, I'm not the chroma key master here. If you're better at that, then you know, then let me know, or something. Let me know something pops up regarding that. Definitely. There's a couple of interesting options, I guess. Nice, cool. Never noticed this as well, by the way. Might sound bad, but Xplit is something I used to use in the past. The standard title, add the title. You can also do that, like for instance, test. Arctomian is the best. Hey, that rhymes. Awesome. Now it will show the standard text. You can add scrolling over here, but you can only pick between slow, normal, and fast. That's something that that OBS did a little bit better. You can also add a remote URL to it. I've never personally seen that because it does not work, if I'm correct, to twitch.tv. So don't use it. You can also change such styles with bold italic, bold plus italic, and give the color, for instance, green. You can see it's green. Now if you click on the font size, you will notice there's a very small choice on fonts. But not to worry, a lot of people don't know this, but if you click off show embedded fonts only, it will show the font list of your operating system. So abandoned alphabet is the one that we're gonna use right now. If I would add that, you see that the text is scrolling as well. And I can put it, for instance, underneath here. In order to get the title option and the image slideshow option, you need to go to more sources, because this is a plugin that you're gonna have to add and install to Xplit itself. There are a couple of other more: white overlay board, video playlist, title, StarCraft starboard. I don't know why that's in there, but I imagine that StarCraft was a very popular game back when Twitch started, so they made some special plugin for that. A live stream player, that's something that we used to use in order to start streaming another streamer. And of course image slideshow. Alright, so that's where you get the title from, and that's where you get the image slideshow from. The image slideshow, let's add that as well. If I for instantly want to add a couple of images all together, like I want to do the giveaway, and I want to insert another one, information, there we go, and another one. Let's just do a third one, Facebook banner. Sure. And then if I preview that, it will show like this. Okay. And as you can see, it shows up here. Now if I want to remove those the lines underneath it for the scaling side. Then keep aspect ratio off. Hey, that did not work. Kind of weird. Normally it does work. Let's go to the configure side. There we go. Progress every 2 seconds on. So loop. Progress every 2 seconds means every 2 seconds it goes to the next image, and after 2 seconds, after the entire slideshow is done, it will loop back again to the first one. So now when I press OK, it pops up to the next one. Now 2 seconds is a little bit fast, but you know, to just get the impression. If you want to get the image slideshow on the background, for instance behind the Arctomian picture, you can simply click and drag it down. As you can see, my picture is on top of that. Awesome. That's basically Xplit in a nutshell. There's not really that much that you need to add, that I need to tell you more about it, except for a couple of reminders regarding that. Before you add a game, be sure to have your game started up first before you add the game. A little thing will appear like that. As you can see, I can add 2 different cameras to it, which I don't want to at the moment. But something will appear on add game as well, and you can add the game to the source as well and then scale it out completely. And the other thing that I wanted to tell you is, if you do not have that strong of a computer, I would definitely recommend you to go back to OBS. OBS is a little bit lighter on the computer regarding as a software than Xplit is. Xplit does take a hell of a lot of your computer while streaming. And especially when you're a streamer that's using software and web browsers on the side, on your second monitor, for instance, like Depot, Twitch alerts, other kind of stuff that you want to get out, then I would definitely recommend OBS. The last thing, if I wanted to screen region something out, for instance, I want to add a screen region on my second monitor, which is completely orange. There we go. Or pink, depending on how you look at it. And you want to chroma key something out. Again, go to the chroma key or color key. Go to the eyedrop tool and click on that, and the orange is completely gone, but the frame is still here. Okay, let's remove that, and let's remove the JPEG. Let's remove the slideshow, and let's remove the title. Not completely sure which title that's the one. That's basically Xplit in a nutshell. Of course, you can arrange your sound and your music over, or sound and your audio output over here. And I think that's about it. It also keeps track, by the way, on frames encoded, but also the total amount of viewers that you have normally when you're streaming output. So Xplit actually keeps track on how many viewers are in your channel as well. But then again, you probably have it minimalized anyway. If you have any questions regarding Xplit, let me know in the comments below. I'm more than happy to help you out. Do not forget to share, like, and subscribe to this channel. It would make me very much a happy dictator, I guess. And I will see you on the next episode, and I'm gonna check what the next episode is about. We are gonna go over Facebook, YouTube and Steam group. This is something of a more advanced tutorial. For now, once you have done either when you reached when you reached 4.2 or 4.1 for that matter, you can start streaming for yourself. And if you want to watch the more advanced tutorials to fine-tune your channel, then you can continue ahead to the more advanced tutorials, and will see you there. After the advanced tutorials, we will do the tip tutorials. And that's basically about it. For now, I'm Arctomian. Catch you on the flip side. Ta-ta.